the letter J, we've been using Jura, J-U-R-A. I'm assuming it's a type of berry, Jura. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm bringing you the first update for my Beauty A to Z Eyeshadow Edition Project Pan. This project is a Pantastic Ladies collab, and it was created by Jessica and Amanda, who I'll have linked down below, as well as a playlist for everyone else who has joined in. If you've seen my intro, and as I've just mentioned, I'm doing this eyeshadow edition. So I do have down below in the description a separate list that shows you everyone else who is also doing it eyeshadow edition. And if you're doing it using only eyeshadows and I haven't mentioned you down below, please let me know and I will add you. And as I'm doing it eyeshadow edition, my goal is to hit pan on the 26 eyeshadows that I've rolled into this project. For a complete list of all the shadows and basically how I got to selecting those shadows, please check out my intro, which I'll have linked up in the cards. But in the spirit of saving time, I'm only going to be discussing the shadows I've actually got some use on. So there are 16 shadows that I have touched. Some of them are only for one use, so you won't see much of a difference, but there are some I've got a bit of a dip on, though needless to say I am yet to hit pan. So let's start from A and we'll work through all the shadows that I've currently got some use on. First, for the letter A, we've been working on Acid from my Beauty Bay Technodays palette. So Acid is this shadow just down here. I'll put up here somewhere, maybe over here, no, probably over here. I'll put a close-up of what it looked like last month and then this month. But since the intro, I've used this shadow 4 times. Moving down to F, we have the Hocus Pocus palette. This is by Mad Beauty, and we've been working on the shadow Flirty Witch, which is this one right here, and I have used it twice since introducing it. For eye, we have inspired from my Beauty Bay New Moods palette. It is this one right here, and I've used this shadow 5 times. I am hoping that with my Beauty Bay palettes, I'll be able to hit pan pretty quickly, because it is kind of, I guess, said that Beauty Bay shades are quite easy to hit pan on. I will say in my experience, sometimes that is the case. I find that the shimmers slash metallic-y shades are generally easier to hit pan on, but I have used some other shadows for quite a lot of uses before even hitting pan. So I guess the purpose of that story was to say I am hoping to hit pan on that one shortly. From the Beauty Bay Berries palette, for the letter J, we've been using Jura, which is this one just here. I've used this one 3 times so far. For L, from the Sample Beauty Cult palette, we've been working on Liverpool, which is this red shade here, and I've only used this one once. Tasty Avocado palette, which is also a part of my Eyes Project Pan, which I'll have linked up above. For the letter M, we've been using Mousse right here. So far, I've only used it twice. The letter O is from the Sample Beauty Equalizer palette, which is also part of my Eyes Project Pan. And we've been working on Of Hearts, this one, red one right here. And I've used that one 3 times. For P, we've been using the Black Cherry I Heart Revolution palette, and it is this shade down here, Punnet. To be honest, I could have used it in this look today, but I didn't. But this one I've only used once as well. The shadow with the most use of it comes for letter Q from my I Heart Revolution Cocoa Pebbles palette, and it is Quarry down here. You can see there is quite a dip, and it is because I do use this nearly on a daily basis to set my eyeshadow primer, and I currently have 28 uses on it. So it's no surprise there is quite a dip. I'm hoping to have pan in this by next update. For R, we have another Beauty Bay palette. This is the Earthy palette, and we've been working on Ray right here, and I have used it 5 times. For the letter S, we are using the Revolution Celestial palette, and we're working on Supermoon just up here. It's got a bit of a dip on it, and we have used it 7 times so far, and it is what I have on my inner corner today. If you can see, I will show you which shadows I am using from this project on my eyes. For T, we have the Beauty Bay Bright 2.0 palette, and we've been working on Taxi, which is this yellow one over here, and so far I've only used it once. For the letter U, we have another shadow I have on my eyes today. It is from the BH Cosmetics Tokyo palette, and it is this one right here. It is called Unio Park. Please forgive me if I haven't said that correctly. And I've used this shadow 8 times, and it's what I have on my lid today. For V, we are working on the Nikkie Tutorials Beauty Bay palette, and the shade that we're working on is Voila, just here, and I have only used it once. For W, we have the BH Cosmetics 80s Remix Dance Palette, and we've been working on the shade Wake Me Up, this one right here, and I've only used it 4 times. And last but not least, for Z, we have my LA Splash Classics Horrors palette. This palette also is what's on my eyes today in my crease. We've been working on the shade Zombie just down here, and I've used this shade 7 times. So as you can see, we aren't really that close to hitting pan. I possibly might be able to hit pan on the Quarry shade from this palette by the next update, but we're definitely not looking good so far. I think one of my issues is, as you can see, there was quite a few shades with only 1 use on it, and I think it's because I've been kind of trying to share the love and use multiple palettes and multiple shades, and I think what I need to do is actually pick some focus shades that I'm going to work on until the next update, and I'm hoping to get closer to hitting pan on those. So for my focus shades, I'm actually going to pick the shadows from these 3 palettes. And one of these you might realize that you haven't seen me talk about yet in this video. So starting up, we are going to continue to focus on Quarry, which is in this Cocoa Pebbles palette, and it is for the letter Q. So it is this one just down here. I am hoping to have pan on this by next update, so I do want to continue to focus on it. I also want to focus on U from the Tokyo BH Cosmetics palette, this Unio Park shade here. Like I said, I've used it 8 times so far, but I am really enjoying that shadow, and I do think that if I focus on it for the next month, I might be a bit closer to hitting pan, and because I'm enjoying it, I figured I might as well focus on it. And the palette that I haven't yet spoken about, I want to bring in the I Heart Revolution Fruity Pebbles palette. The shadow in the project from this is for Y. It's this one down here. It's Yabba Dabba Doo. I have not yet touched it, but this palette is also in my eyes project pan, and I figured that now is the time to focus on it while it is in that project as well. I might as well spend the time focusing on that shade, and hopefully I will be able to get a decent amount of use on it. It is a nice dark green shade and also a shimmer, and I'm interested to actually try pairing this with the pink from the Tokyo palette. But that's all I've got for you today. Unfortunately, I'm yet to hit pan on any of my 26 shadows. If you would like to see me discuss anything specific within the next update, please let me know down in the comments. But until next time, I'm Verity. This was the first update for the Beauty A to Z project pan, and now to the outro.